Is Dan Jacob's real father? In A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 5, The Dream Child, we meet Jacob, a child that reoccurs in Alice's dreams and becomes the focal point of how Freddy gets to his victims, later being revealed to being the unborn child of Alice herself. In the film, we are initially led to believe that Alice and Dan conceived Jacob during the intro, which depicts the two having sex. However, something didn't sit right with me during my last viewing. When watching how Alice slips seamlessly into the dream world afterwards and relives the brutal rape of Amanda Krueger at the hands of the psychotic inmates of the hospital she once worked at. Alice awakes, only to be attacked again by an out-of-makeup Robert Englund, only to really wake up after that. While Robert is in both scenes, it has been speculated that he is actually the visual representation of Freddy's biological father. However, I beg to differ and believe that this is Freddy himself, making me explore the idea: if Freddy was already alive and his resurrection scene in the chapel was just theatrics, then is it possible that the entire beginning as a whole was a dream as well, including her sex scene with Dan? My theory is that Jacob is a product of a supernatural conception, having been conceived in the dream world through Freddy's deception of masquerading as Dan, which occurs a few times in Part 5. Once after Dan's death while giving the line, "Want to make babies?" which in this context seems like Freddy taunting her about Jacob being his son, and then again while trying to trick both Alice and Jacob, which Alice does briefly fall for, indicating the ease of which Freddy could have fooled Alice prior to the events of the film. Plus, keep in mind that everything that occurs in the dream world also translates to reality. That includes injuries, death, and grabbing clothing. So there's nothing out of the realm of possibility that Alice could also carry something of a sexual nature outside of the dream as well, such as conceiving a child. This also explains why Freddy is feeding souls to Jacob as well. While the Dream Master ability allows its wielder to gain the powers of their fallen allies, I don't think they're capable of taking and retaining their souls, which makes Jacob a unique case, since he would likely inherit the abilities from both Freddy and Alice collectively. But unlike with Freddy, who seemingly still retains his power, Alice seems to pass hers to Jacob, which lessens her as a threat. This explains why when any of her friends die in Part 5, she never gains any abilities from them, like she did in Part 4, because she is no longer the Dream Master. On the other hand, let's say that Alice actually conceived Jacob during the asylum scene, which would be heavily symbolic to how Freddy himself was conceived, which may in fact be what stirs his mother's spirit up and allows her brief passage into the dream world. But that's my theory. Do you agree? Or is Dan in fact Jacob's one and only father? Comment below with your own theories, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe, as well as hitting the notification bell to be alerted whenever a new video is uploaded. And as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching.